Hello everybody and welcome back to another new vlog. Thank you for joining me once again. Do you ever get those moments in life where you just find yourself wondering, how the hell did I miss that scene there? Well, that's happened to me. I was here in this very spot about 10 days ago or so now, and I even came round to this little cutting here to see if there was a shot here, and somehow, I don't know how I've managed it, but I've missed that tree behind me. Take a look at that. That's an absolute beauty, that is. And at some point all of the leaves that were still hanging on onto that tree have now decided to fall, and we've got this beautiful golden orange carpet of leaves just below the tree here, which is absolutely gorgeous. And just at the right moment, the light that's just coming through the trees is just catching those leaves and just really lighting up this scene and making it look absolutely beautiful. So I'm quite pleased that I decided to come back to this little cutting, even though I'd been here a few days ago and not seen anything at all like this. I'm pleased that I came back here, because now I'm going to set up and take a shot of this tree. What's most important to me is the tree itself, so I'm going to shoot probably at f11, which is a medium aperture, and that should allow enough depth of field to capture some of these leaves in front of the tree just in focus as well. Hopefully that's the case, but I also don't want to close my aperture down too much, because there's not an awful lot of light here, and it would mean opening up my shutter speed quite a bit. And the problem with that is there is a little bit of a breeze every now and then which is blowing through, and I don't want to capture blurring movement of the leaves blowing in the breeze. So hopefully I can use an f11 with a fast enough shutter speed to be able to capture this without any movement in the leaves themselves. I'll give it a go. And that's the shot really. It's pretty much as simple as that. Everywhere I'm walking today, what I'm finding is we've got this beautiful blue sky above us, but as well as that, it's mid-November now, so the sun is very low on the horizon. Even at the highest point of the day, when the sun is at its highest, it's still very low on the horizon. So what that's doing is creating this beautiful golden glow and this soft colour to all of the images, which is perfect when you've got the colours of all of these leaves around. And it's kind of a day where I think I'm going to have to make the very most of some of these woodland colours while I've still got the chance, because I don't think it's going to stay like this for very much longer, to be honest with you. I've been looking at the weather forecast for the next week or so, and it doesn't look too great at the moment, so we'll have to see how that one goes. But I'm really looking for scenes, if I can, that really make the most of all the colour that we've got around here today. I'm just trying to see if there's a decent shot, a composition somewhere in this woodland. I think there is, as I'm looking around it, but it's just a case of just not quite seeing it just yet. There's some beautiful light dappling through the trees as always, but also I'm trying to find a composition here whilst walking around and trying to avoid stepping in pony shit. There's quite a bit of it in this spot, to be honest with you. I've crossed the railway line into an area where the ponies tend to roam free, and although it's quite a large area within this park, there's several different bits of woodland that they tend to frequent, and this is one of them. There's some obvious evidence that they've been here at some point today, but there's no sign of the ponies themselves. So hopefully I've got this little bit of woodland all to myself. I'm going to see if I can spot a composition here. I think there may be one just over in that direction, a little way, and then a little further around I think there's another one somewhere over here where the light really kind of falls through the trees quite a lot. The one over here is a little bit darker, a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to go and pop over there and see if there's a composition just there amongst those trees. There's very dark trees there in the background. and then I'll walk a little bit further over here and see if there's anything over in this direction that makes the most of that light. So I hope you like these images. So I've got this cluster of trees just behind me. I don't know how well you can see them. These guys here, and obviously you can't see because of the light just how well they are lit up. That light in the background, when you get the exposure right, is absolutely superb. And what it's doing, it's just dappling through these trees onto the woodland floor, and I really quite like the way that comes through those trees there. There's a silver birch tree here, I think it's this one here, just there, which I am focused on at f4, and everything else then in the background is falling out of focus. So what I've got is this beautiful silver birch tree down the middle of the image, with all of the beautiful colours and the beautiful light coming through the trees, all kind of just falling out of focus as you go further back. It looks perfect on the back of the camera. I hope you like it as well. It's one that I really enjoyed getting, but the problem of course I've got is wandering around this bit of woodland trying to find a space to put my bed down while I'm taking a shot, and trying to find a space to actually put my tripod legs down as well. It's kind of difficult because the place is absolutely covered, the woodland floor is absolutely covered in pony shit. It's also covered in leaves, so the leaves are covering the pony shit quite often, and you never know where you're going to stand and what you're going to stand in. So at the moment this is proving a bit of a challenge as well, but that's what landscape and woodland photography should be all about. It's about the challenge and going out and finding the compositions and getting the image that you want to get, and I think that's kind of the important thing really. Anyway, I'm going to move on. I hope you like these images. I'm going to move on and see if I can find another couple of shots before I go. Well, this is another one of them moments where you can't really fail as a landscape or woodland photographer. Just basically point the camera at whatever you see and to take a photo of it. There's so much going on. I've walked up this path here behind me, and as I walked up I noticed there was a little bit of light just here on the path, just falling through the trees on the path perfectly, lighting everything up. But I knew that from where I was on the other side of that bit of light, it wasn't going to work as a composition because the composition just didn't feel right. There was no balance to it. So I've actually walked up a little bit further past that little patch of light and taken a photo back down the path towards the light. I've got trees either side of the path balancing the image perfectly, but also I've got a few leaves just in the tree canopy, just kind of arching over the top of the path as you go through, and the light kind of dapples through those leaves and onto the path itself. So I've got a couple of beautiful areas of light with the tree canopy here, the leaf canopy, and then that little dash of light just there on the floor. It's shot at f4 and I'm focused on the first tree, or the first group of trees just here, because that just about works perfectly. So I hope you like that image too. Today really is one of those scenarios where the light is king at the moment. Check out the light on this tree behind me, just there. That's absolutely perfect. I'm actually stood underneath that tree, probably about 15, maybe 18 feet away from it. But the branches are reaching out right in front of me, and the sun is right over there above my head and in that direction. And what that is doing is it's causing the sunlight to dapple through these branches of this tree that I'm standing underneath and hit the tree itself on the tree trunk just perfectly. And some of that light is also falling on trees behind it and around it. And I think I'm just going to stop here and capture an image of this area here between this tree and this little tree behind it, where the light falls just perfectly across them both. I love the shadows as well that run from the back of this tree towards the next one. So this is going to be my last shot of the day. I hope you like this one. That's it then folks, that's the last image of the day. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I've enjoyed making the vlog, and one of the things that I noticed now as I'm looking where the sun has gone, it's dropped a little bit further down behind some of the trees over to my one side, and this light that's still on these trees at the moment, that'll be gone in the next 3 or 4 minutes. So I'm quite glad that I managed to get that shot. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this vlog, then please remember to give the vlog a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you again on another vlog very soon. Bye for now.